get everybody on.
Hey, got your bone? She's like, what's that sound? Hey, got your bone?
It's not letting me go to. All right, we're all set. Hey guys, sorry for the tech issues. All right, we're all set. Hey guys, sorry for the tech issues.
Are we going to hear that?
I'll turn the volume down. This
Oh,
way.
okay. Annie, lay down. So everybody can see your babies.
So Barbara says, hey Barbie. Hey Beauty Park. Bye Tara.
Hi, friends. We have Annie's litter here, so they are almost a week old. They're 6 days officially. So somebody had already sent us in a question on our Facebook post about why we don't remove dew claws. And we used to. So 2 days old, I'd take all the puppies and their mom to the vet, and they would remove the dew claws if they were present. And I'd say, what, about 3 years ago we stopped?
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah, we just started. That was when we'd had some more conversations with our reproductive vet, and we just found that the more research that came out, the more unlikely and unnecessary it was to do cosmetic surgery on the puppies. So a dew claw is actually a ligament. It's connected to a ligament on their forearm, and so it provides a lot of stability for, like, it's basically like their wrist, their paws. And we just felt like it was not a problem to remove it. The reasons why we were removing it in the first place was because it was, like, we were led to believe from vets that had good intentions, but that those could get caught, they could rip, they could tear, which is possible, but it's really unlikely. So every vet that I would talk to, I would ask them, like, hey, have you ever had a case where you had to operate on a puppy or a dog that had a torn ligament? And it just, everybody kept saying no. So then I started doing like some research on how often does it actually happen, and it's just extremely rare. So we decided that we didn't need to remove them anymore. It puts a lot of stress on the mom to take the puppies in and then separate them. And then they could usually hear them when they did like the cutting. They would cry out or whine, and the moms would just be in a lot of distress. And so we just found that it was just easier and more beneficial to our moms and our puppies to just leave them, and we haven't had any concerns with anybody yet. And then the other thing that we found when we did research was that when you leave the dew claws intact, it keeps everything more combined, like the joints are together, and so there's less friction and less chances of osteoporosis in those joints as they grow. So that is the reason why we leave dew claws on. What was the other part of that question? There was two. Oh, why do we let moms chew umbilical cords? And I think that's just because our reproductive vet never instructed us to open up the sac or to do anything with the sac if it wasn't necessary. Like, the less intervention, the better. And we've just always gone by that. That's just what we've let the moms do. What we have found is if there is hernias present, like, so a lot of people will tell you, that's a really cute yawn. A lot of people will tell you that you have a decreased chance of getting umbilical hernias on puppies if you cut the cord instead of the mom cutting the cord. So what we have found is if we needed any intervention, at the vet's office, like the 2 singletons that we've had, and then we had one with Tilly. She had her last one at the vet's office after they had to give her a shot of oxytocin, and so they did that. They did that umbilical cutting. That one and one of our singletons actually had an umbilical hernia too. So it's just kind of a genetic component, and it just can happen. So we just find that it's best to let mom, nature take its course, and for them to just be able to do the birth as they have mentally prepared for. So it kind of just makes sense for us to do less interventions, the better.
So Tiffany just asked, will the puppies be microchipped?
So we actually don't.
I
know, isn't that cute?
Oh my goodness. Slow yawn.
So we actually do not microchip our dogs, not because I find that it's the right thing or the wrong thing to do. Each family needs their own type of choice for that, but we don't do it just so I can give every family the choice if they want them microchipped or not. We use air tags on our moms and Bella, and we found that has worked really well for us. But I think it's a really simple procedure now. I actually know of some breeders that do it themselves. Well, this little guy's squirmy. Used to, it was only done when they like spayed or neutered the dog, but now I think it's just a really simple like vet visit, and they put it right at their neck, underneath their skin, and that's it. So this is one of the boys. If you watched Annie's video, this is one of the, what I'm calling the twins, even though now they kind of look different. The one that was yawning was a twin too, but he, Green has turned a little darker compared to the tan collar. And he has this tiny white spot. I don't know if you can see that. Mm-hmm. But so this is the other brother. There's 2 boys. So they look very similar. In this light, I think they almost look identical again. And then here's the creamy ones. So this little girl has tons of white on her chest. And just this like really pretty, almost kind of like frosty color. Like she's not 100% cream, but she's got a little bit of tan in there. But she'll turn cream for sure.
All right, forgive me, but we have Alketa Struga. Sorry if I just did not pronounce your name correctly. Has a great question. Did you pick a name for your puppy? Because I'd love to know that.
So we the running names right now are Lizzie and Millie and Peggy. Those 3 are the top 3 contenders.
That's it? Just the 3?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So what has been all the other ones? Because just so you know, they changed daily.
Violet was recent. Poppy has always been one that they like, but Poppy would be it. But JP's father is Poppy as a grandpa, so we can't use that one. That would be a little weird for us to do, even though I really like the name Poppy. And the girls like it because of the Trolls movie, because she's got red hair, like reddish pink hair, and so it just would work really well with a red dog. But what are the other ones that we've done? Willow, Winnie. I don't know. There's been a lot.
There has been a ton.
Look at this one, honey. She's like super photogenic.
Oh my goodness, so cute. All right, Callie, do you do OFA testing for hip and elbows dysplasia? Also, do you do DNA test? And what company do you use for that?
Okay, so yes to both of those questions. We do OFA when they're around 9 months old, so that's OFA preliminaries. And then we do pin hip testing, which is final after 6 months. So as long as their pin hip is good, then and their OFA elbows is negative, then I do not do OFA finals because pin hip is certified 6 months on. And for genetics, we do paw print genetics, which is the company I have found to be the most reliable. I have talked to their scientist on the phone like 2 or 3 times when I needed help interpreting or something that was going on with like a new genetic test that has come out, because they will back, like if you call them, they'll actually go back and retest the dogs that you have already sent in if there's like a new genetic disease that they can test. So they'll do that for you. So I've talked to them 2 or 3 times when I needed that to be done. And then I just find them really reliable, really consistent, and quick. And then if I'm testing just for, so like let's say somebody wants to buy a dog from us with breeding rights, like I just sent one to California with breeding rights to Courtney, and she needed a dog that had 2 furnishing genes. And so if you're in the breeding world or know anything about golden doodles, their mustache and their beard is called a furnishing. And so as long as one of your dogs has 2 furnishing genes, then there's a guarantee that every single dog will have that. So if you ever see any breeders that are breeding like F2s or F2Bs, or even an F1 and F1B, if they haven't done their testing, there is a chance that the dogs could come out with no curl and without mustaches and beards, and so it just kind of looks like a shaggy golden retriever. And that's fine. Some people love that look, but I don't. I prefer the teddy bear look, and so we have to make sure that all of our dogs have furnishings, and so all of our boys have 2 furnishing genes. So, sorry, that was a long ramble, but to do that, to do furnishing genes, I use a company called Animal Genetics, and they are based out of Georgia, and they'll do a quick furnishing test for like $40, and they're pretty fast too, about a week and a half turnaround. So that is what is helpful for me. So if I'm picking a boy from a litter for a stud, or if I'm picking from somebody else's litters, like to bring in an outside stud, I can easily go get that test, and it's like a little swab on the mouth, or you can cut their fingernail and send off that. So very easy.
All right, we have a bunch of questions. So.
Oh, good. Sorry.
That's okay. What should I do if mom doesn't have enough milk? And this is from Barbie Ramos.
Okay. How old are the puppies?
Ooh, good question. Barbie, can you put that in chat? And then let's see.
Like, how does she know she's not producing enough milk?
That's a good question. Okay. Let's see. I have a golden doodle service dog. They are a great breed. That's from Alberta and Stella.
Oh, is Stella the dog's name? Because that's what I wanted to name our dog. But the girls said no. All
right. Any suggestions on how to handle a puppy that will not allow you to put him on his back? He growls and gets very upset. It's from June C.
Is that June Costello?
I don't know. June, are you willing to share your last name? Let's see.
Hey, shh. Come on in.
Sorry,
hey, Annie. Hey, Annie. Calm down. It's just Aubrey. This is the live. You get the girls coming and asking if they can have applesauce. Annie, come here. Okay, so handling a puppy that won't go on its back. It depends on how old it is, for sure. But if it is a younger dog that you can put on your lap, it is really good to turn them over and just immediately start stroking their belly and their chest, because then you can kind of calm them down. And if it is an older dog, like 4 months on, what I would suggest is putting them on their side down by you. So put your legs out straight. Put the dog down beside you. Annie, come here. Come on. Lie down. Good girl. And then maybe bringing them beside you and just starting on their side, and then eventually working to their belly, and then eventually make eye contact with them while they're working on their belly. So that way you can, what are you doing? So that way you can kind of just have them over, but you know that they know what's going on, like that you're over, like that you're having them in a servant kind of position where they can get love, but they also know that what they're doing is submissing to you. So, And it's just going to take practice and time. And I mean, the only other thing that I can think of is having like maybe something on like a spoon, like peanut butter or something else that's really enticing, but something that takes a while. Like if I was thinking like if you did canned dog food, they would eat that off super quick. So maybe something more consistent like a peanut butter or something like that. And you can hold it for them while they're licking, and then they can also have you enjoying their belly rubs at the same time. So making it a fun and enjoyable process. It's like, those are the things I can think of.
Perfect. All right, let me scroll down and see if Barbie has
answered.
Yeah, let's see. Not yet. June says, thank you for your suggestions. All right.
I guess it's not June Costello.
Maybe. Okay, I'm scrolling back up. Bear with me, everybody. Tritran, hey. Have you ever had problems with babies from two parents that have different sizes? More than 10 pounds difference. Let's see. Hold on.
You mean like the parents are different sizes?
Example, likeliness of miscarriages, stillborns, and misalignment issues. If you're having any problems with babies from two parents.
Yeah, so they're talking about
sizes.
Mom and dad being two different sizes.
Okay.
As long as everybody has good hips and good elbows, I feel confident breeding them, because a lot of our standard F1s are bred with a miniature poodle. And we haven't had any type of hip malalignments or patellar malalignments. What I wouldn't do is breed a larger male to a smaller female. Our reproductive vet always told us 15 to 20 pounds maximum would be what you want to do. We personally try to stay within 15 pounds and under. Like, so Ripken, even though I'd love to use him for a lot of my medium girls, I choose not to, because he's about 44 pounds and some of our girls are like 26, 28 pounds. And to me, that's just too big of a difference. So I use Mosley instead. And Mosley's in like high 20s, low 30s, depending on how much exercise he's getting that week. So it's just, I think it's more helpful for the dogs to be more similar in size than it is otherwise. But if you're trying to make a smaller dog like we do, you can definitely do a larger female and a smaller male.
Awesome. All right, so honesty hour here. Someone just asked, why is there a black bar on the screen? That's an awesome question. If you, of the 93 people that are in here, know how to use Streamlabs and get the black bar off the screen, kudos to you, and we will shout you, we'll give you a shout out for sure. But we don't know. So this is our first time using Streamlabs. The great thing about Streamlabs is that we are streaming in 1080p versus 480 from last week. So we have a much better stream. Unfortunately, there's a black bar.
Is it a paid subscription thing?
I don't know. We'll find out. Hopefully next week when we do another stream, there won't be a black bar for sure.
No, I'm curious what it looks like.
Kimberly Brooks, do you have any pups that have gone on to be service dogs?
Yes.
I've had brain surgery, but a service dog is $30,000 and I can't afford that.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, that's incredible.
Wow. Yes, I have had 2 or 3 dogs I know for a fact to be registered service dogs. I have 2 or 3 that visit hospitals and nursing homes and just have their good canine. It just takes a trainer that's willing to take them through that. So, yes, we definitely have.
All right. I am 12 right now, and when I grow up, I want to be a breeder too. This is from Millie.
Hi, Millie. Do you know what kind of dogs you want to breed? Or you just have to wait and see what's new?
Millie says, do you have any tips?
I would definitely pick something that maybe a lot of people aren't doing. When we started breeding golden doodles, there was not many out there. Now there's a lot, but we have set ourselves apart that I think we still feel really good and relevant about our place in the business. And but just find a breed that you love, because you're going to be around them all the time. Mm-hmm. So you want to make sure that it's a breed that you consistently enjoy and enjoy all the stages of, like puppies, adults, like everything. So like I think a lot of puppies are cute as babies, but as they get older, there's some that I don't love. Annie left us.
Kimberly, let's see. How can you tell if a dog from one of your litters would be a good service dog, and how?
So you definitely want the most laid-back dog for sure, but they need to be able to be in all of stressful situations, because you want them to be attentive if they're going to be a service dog, especially if they're trained for like recognizing diabetes or things like that, like a genetic or like a health disposition. But it's best if you can pick a dog closer to go-home day. So, like for example, we had to recently do a puppy picking at 6 weeks old compared to 4 weeks old. And I think that helped a lot of people decide whether they wanted certain dogs or not, because their personalities are more apparent. So the later that you can pick, the better.
Nice. All right, someone says, how is Rosie doing? So here's an updated picture of Rosie.
Oh, good.
Yep.
I can see
and
it.
then, so Rosie got a haircut just a couple days ago. There's Rosie. So Rosie's doing great with her family. So thanks for asking. Let's see. Dee says, best live program on the web.
Ha!
That is awesome.
Thanks. Dee.
Oh my goodness, this is a hilarious question. All right, Corey Burton, have you ever had any pups that were ugly?
Okay, so I have not personally. I have thought that some puppies were not my favorite. So I'm very upfront with people. I prefer wavy over curly coats, and I prefer short snouts over long snouts. They look more poodly to me. That doesn't mean that I think the dog is ugly. It's just my preference of what I would choose. But there are a lot of my guardians, like Frankie's parents. They loved the curly coat, and they wanted the curliest coat possible, so that's why I picked Frankie. So I am definitely able to put aside my biases and let my guardians choose what they want. But it's really funny.
Two curly dogs produce a wavy?
Two curly dogs can produce a wavy.
Okay.
Yep. And two wavies can produce a curly. It's just whether each dog gets one curl gene or two.
Okay. MK Anderson says, how early can you detect personality?
I would say we can start detecting personality at 4 weeks old, for sure.
Okay.
But there are some that change a little bit. Like there are dogs that are more outgoing, and then they settle down a little. And then there are some that don't bark at all or don't make any noises in the inside nursery, and then all of a sudden they go to the garage nursery and they're barking a lot. So it just changes. And then, but then in a week they're quiet again. So it's just very difficult to figure out. But I think personality is important, but I think training is more important.
That's fair. All right, I'm just searching through just to see if anybody knows how to take the black bar off.
Oh, that's good. Oh, did you get that? That's cute.
Okay, no, not yet.
One of these is going to be a mom in our program.
We'll have to take a quick pause. Aubrey has to go to gymnastics.
No, she's going to volleyball.
Volleyball, sorry. And she doesn't know to bring the doorbell. Oh, there you go. Do you mind helping?
Annie,
Hey, it's okay.
come here. Annie, come on.
All right, I'm going to answer some questions while we're waiting for you to come back. Lavette, that is awesome that you're watching this while you're
Aubrey,
working. Hopefully this
you're up, honey.
Puts a smile on your face.
Okay. I love you.
How often your females are empty after mating? Is there another way you can ask that question? I'm not
She's
quite
filling
sure
up her water bottle.
what you're asking.
Thanks,
but,
bud.
Maybe you're asking how many times we breed, and it can be up to 4 times. Really, it's just dependent on how the mom does with each litter. So we are very conscious of the well-being of the mom. And if things go really well, they'll breed up to 4 times. If there are any kind of complications, or if mom's not really interested in caring for the puppies, that's another sign that we'll do, where we'll say, hey, this isn't a good fit, and we'll go ahead and retire the mom, and then it will be just full-time with the guardian family as a pet. Just started watching, missed the news on Rosie, if any. Would love to know how she's doing. Love your channel, by the way. Susan, here, just in case you haven't seen, Rosie just got a haircut. We'll have to do a video soon. Hold on 1 second. I'll show you Rosie. Here's an updated picture of Rosie. She's doing great. We'll have to get a video from Megan, and then we can do it on next week's stream.
Okay.
I think that'd be fun. Let's see. So, okay. I've come across some anti-doodle sentiment for groomers. Have you seen this? I finally settled with a superb groomer. Wendy, that is definitely so true. We did a video about it, actually, with our breeder, Madison.
You mean our groomer?
What did I say, breeder?
Breeder.
Oh, that's funny. Our groomer, Madison. You want to give like a little quick snippet? And if you haven't watched that video, I'll go ahead and I'll put it in the comments.
Okay. There's definitely some anti-doodle groomers, but it's not because of the actual breed itself. It's because of the owners and how they are maintaining and training their dogs. A lot of them are really hyper, and they're just not controlling them well. And then they're not also doing the work. So they need to either be groomed once a month, or they need to be brushed out regularly every other day. And so Madison taught us how to do that with like with a slicker brush and a fine tooth comb, and you actually can do like layer by layer. And she gave us the pointers on different tips on where to be on the lookout for mats and stuff like that, like underneath their armpits and their paw pads, on their beard, so different places like that. So it is a great video and super educational for those that need to learn about grooming.
Yep, I just put it in the comments,
Cool.
so you guys can see that. Let's see, got a ton. I'm just trying to go back up to the top. What size are mini compared to petite? So what is the difference between mini and petite?
You know, petite is like this new verbiage that breeders have come up with. Used to, it was just minis, and we just had minis, mediums, and standards. But petite is like this that they're talking about is like 10 to 15 pounds, is my understanding. We do not do those. Our mediums are 30 pounds and up, hopefully 35 and up, and our minis are 30 pounds and under. And some of our minis have stayed small. Like I think our smallest one is Georgie, and she's like 13 pounds. But I always tell people if getting you back to check on your babies? How is that water? If you want a really, really small doodle, like a micro doodle kind of thing, we are probably not the right fit for you, just in case it grows past 20 pounds. I don't want anybody to be disappointed. So that's why I would tell people, maybe go with a breeder that has been doing it consistently for longer. That size, not breeding. But.
GNC, that's hilarious. If you Google the black bar problem, you'll see how to fix. All right, I'm Googling it right now. Aaron, I'm going to give you a question.
Okay.
If it's only that simple, GNC, that'd be amazing. All right. Do you find that breeding and caring for all pups is a health benefit to you? Feels as though it's a form of meditation that would lower your stress of everyday stresses. I do. I don't know if you've ever seen the short that I did maybe a couple weeks ago, just sitting in here and all the puppies just sleeping around you. It's hard to be upset when you have puppies sleeping around you.
It is definitely, while I'm caring for the puppies, it is extremely therapeutic because I will put music on or I'll watch a show and I just get to hang out with them and clean up after them, and it doesn't, they love me and love the attention that I give them. So it's very, very, very enjoyable for those moments. The only stressful part about our job is probably just maintaining our relevancy and being able to meet and have potential future families. So that is always on our mind, and always like, well, how can we make ourselves different? How can we make ourselves more unique? Consistency is important to us, and we just want to maintain just the best standard that we possibly can when we're caring and breeding our different dogs. But the puppies definitely get to jam out to my singing voice.
All right, Googling did not help, but I'll have to work on it. June C, I'll get back to you on that one. Have you had less people wanting puppies with the price of groceries and everything going up? Hope this is okay to ask. think it's a great question.
It's a great question to ask.
Yeah,
We are
this is
100% transparent.
Mini
so-
Dachshund Furry Paws.
Yeah. We have seen a drop in demand. Not particularly just relevant to price. Like before, like say a year ago when we changed our prices, I would say that people asked us like, well, why are you more expensive than the Doodle I can get down the street? And so we would talk about like what we do, what we offer. And it did make a difference for them, and so then they could choose us, or if it was too much, they could, choose their friend down the street. But we have definitely seen a decline, and we've seen other breeders choose to not breed or to reduce the number of litters that they've had.
Seen people start to discount.
Yeah, we've seen discounts, like offer like flash sales or things like that, but so far we have not needed to offer that.
All right, Daniel Brown, how are you doing? Good morning. This
Good morning.
is from
I wonder where he's
New
at.
Zealand.
Oh my goodness! Wow.
So love the dogs that you have. Thanks for sharing Rosie pics. So glad she went well. That's awesome, Susan. Thanks. Corey Burton, was this both of yours ultimate career goal? Oh, that's hilarious.
That was a big fat no.
That is no.
JP has probably every career aspiration under the sun. He did a lot of different things. You can tell them if you want to all your career items.
Yeah, give this a like if you want to actually know my personal
There you
career
go.
goals. We'll see. I know you guys really just come here to see puppies, but
And then I was my full-time agenda was to be a full-time physical therapist, and I went to school. I have my doctorate in physical therapy, and
you still have your active license.
I do. I
You
still treat
see
patients.
yeah.
So when the puppies are not, when the puppies are in here and I don't have any garage puppies, I still go see patients every now and then because I want to stay relevant. I want to still be able to treat people. And it helps out the company that I work for. So that part is good. But no, it was not our intention to be able to breed full time. It just happened to work out that way.
Let's get a close up of this one nursing. Super cute.
Miss Pink. She's the one with a little tiny white on her chest.
It's so cute. All right. The video looks weird, or is it just me? All right. Comment again if the video looks weird, because what I'm seeing on the screen, it looks good. Now you can see I'm switching from two different cameras here. So I have a back camera and then I have ultra wide, which might give it a little bit of a warpy look, but allows me to kind of take a little bit of a back. So it has like a fisheye on the corners. Maybe is that what you're talking about? So does that look better when it's like this? All right, name the puppies if you can. Daniel Brown. We don't actually have names on the puppies yet, so we just call them by their color collars. And then as soon as they're 4 weeks and they have puppy picking, and the families meet their puppy and select their puppy, then we start to hear what the family's names are for their puppy, and then we start to call them by their name. But the mom is Annie.
Yeah. And, I mean, we can tell you them. So this is Miss Purple.
Yeah. Well, there we go.
And then we have another girl, Miss Teal.
I like the video format from last week.
Aww.
All right, Holly, we'll
There's
take a look at it.
Orange. That's a girl too. Mr. Green. We have two boys, so this is one of them. This is the other one. This is Mr. Tan. And then Miss Pink.
Oh, it's interesting. So they're saying that it's only showing up on phones. It's not showing up on regular YouTube. All right, I'm at the work on it.
Well, live and learn.
Yeah.
Do we try to turn Annie around? Or you want to hand me the thing?
Actually, I'll just move over to you.
Okay. You stay, Annie.
There we go. Little position change. Don't move, Annie.
Everybody wants to see the babies.
Thanks, Alan, for that feedback. We'll definitely figure out the best way to do these video formats. Let's see. MK Wilkerson.
Oh, she's getting one of these puppies.
All right. She says one of them will be named Sailor.
That's
awesome.
right. One of the girls will be Sailor.
Do you know any other names?
No.
All right.
But she has been very patient with us waiting to get a guardian dog. So we are super excited and welcoming her into our guardian family. She's Jane's friend.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Jane.
great. Okay. Callie Burton says, how much are your pups and how do you price them?
All of our puppies are $3,400, and we don't do any difference on size or coat or color, anything like that. They're just one flat fee.
Okay. Let's see. Sorry, someone's giving feedback on the format. Is that format better? You have to give me some feedback. When you breed, can you control the color of the puppies?
So we can, to a sense, like we know the spectrum of colors that we're going to get. So all of our dogs have, there's all different color combinations like KY and like all these different things, like genetics wise, if you go and look it up. And there are some colors that are dominant and some that are not. And so if I had two dogs that even had the recessive trait for a black coat, I could get that. But all of my dogs do not carry that. So I can control the fact that I'm not going to get a black or a dark brown colored dog, but I can get any color of red. So all the spectrum of reds, which includes cream. Cream is technically a red, but it's diluted.
Awesome. Dana Brown says, how old is your puppy, please? So these guys are less than a week old. So 6 days. Tomorrow they'll be 1 week. So these guys are itty bitty bitty puppies. When you breed, can you control color? We did that one. Sonia says, I'm addicted to pups named Nuggets. That's hilarious.
So many people say that puppies look like chicken nuggets, especially when they're all piled up together. It's really cute.
Wendy, that's too kind. She says, your puppies are worth every penny.
Oh, thank you.
I think with all you do, helping adjust all you do with the stairs and even seat services, I think your price is really good. Maybe a little low for your puppies. Oh, that's really kind, Jana.
That is.
This is a good question. Kimberly Brooks, I think we covered it early in the stream, but do you guys clip the dew claws?
We do not clip with dew claws. We just found that it was more of a cosmetic thing and less actual facts that there are that many injuries that need them to be clipped. So you can keep them trimmed, like at the groomer. The groomer can actually trim them. So all of our dogs have them. And then there's some puppies recently that we had that actually had rear dew claws too, which is a recessive trait. So Tilly and Nipsey, when they bred together, they actually produced some dogs that had both front and rear dew claws.
Awesome.
Look, Teal's trying to like push her way under.
Oh, that's so funny.
I can't decide if she just wants to snuggle or she's trying to take that nipple away.
Let's see.
She's right here.
Yeah.
Oh, she's like, Tan's holding on strong.
And these are golden doodles, Daniel. So, and these are F1Bs. Aaron, do you want to share like what the different generations of doodles there are?
So you have an F1, which is a standard 50% golden retriever, 50% poodle. And then you take one of those dogs and breed it back to a poodle, and that's an F1B. And so technically these dogs are multi-generational because it's two F1Bs together. And so instead of any other cross after that, most breeders just call them multi-generational. But you'll see all kinds of stuff out there. F2B, F2s, which means two standards, two F1s together. F2B would be one of those dogs bred back to a poodle. But what our goal is to produce the most golden retriever looking dog that we can, because the poodle just makes it look like a teddy bear. And so we try to keep moms that have shorter snouts, that have long ears, and that way they can just look like a teddy bear. That's our goal.
Yeah. Karen, thanks for the feedback on that you're watching on TV and it's working. We're going to work next week on getting a better image and getting that gray bar across. So, my son has allergies, and someone told me as long as both parents are fully furnished, that it should be okay. Based on your experience, do you know if that's true? That's from XO.
Yes, so fully furnished dogs are important because that means that they've got the curl gene in there. And so, yes, I would say that. The only thing that could still affect them, you can't say that any dog is 100% hyperallergenic because their saliva and their dander still can make some difficulties with people with allergies. But I will tell you that I've had 2 recent success stories within the last 3 months of dogs going home that their son is extremely allergic and came to the house, had an allergic reaction, but then we realized that it was mom who's an F1, and so she was the reaction, like she was the cause of the reaction, or Bella coming downstairs to meet people. And so we brought him back. So we waited 2 weeks and we brought him back, and he only played with his puppy. Mom had already gone home because she had weaned them. And so he didn't have any reaction after that. So that was a huge success because they said his face like blew up like with redness and swollen and all kinds of stuff. And so they were like really sad, but we were very happy when he came back and played with just the puppies and didn't have any type of reaction.
Nice. How often do you feed with milk? Daniel's asking.
How often we what?
Feed with milk. I guess maybe you're thinking, Daniel, so these guys are nursed just from mom's milk. And then once they get weaned, then we switch to goat's milk and then ground up kibble. And we'll show you guys that as we keep going. But in some of our other videos, you can see when we transition them out that we use the blender and grind up the kibble and then mix it with goat's milk to almost make it like a really thin soup.
Like a soup.
Yep. And then as their teeth start to get more and more developed, then we transition to almost like a mush, and then from a mush to just kibble. And then there's a little in-between phase where we use, instead of goat's milk, we'll use water. Kimberly Brooks says, one beside pink, so dark green. She said the tail is cracking me up. That's cute.
Their tail does go up and down some when they're when they're nursing.
Tiffany Klein says, we love watching your videos. We were caring for our first puppy after 25 years of marriage. Wow, congratulations.
Aw, congrats.
That is awesome. And then, yeah, Orange is super cute. Just all nice and snuggled right here. She, sorry. Callie says, what's your least favorite dog breed?
Oh.
Do you have one? Like a least favorite? And then
I don't think it's the actual dog. I think it's just, I don't love like any dog that has some respiratory issues, like pugs or like bullies. And it's not because I think that the dogs are like ugly or not cute or anything like that. I just feel for the fact that they have a difficult time breathing. And it makes me sad for them just because of my physical therapy background. Like my goal as a physical therapist is to like help people breathe better. And so to hear a dog and them have like snorting or struggling with breathing, it just makes me like, oh, like that's a little difficult.
Yeah.
But there are some really cute little pugs and stuff like they're out there. So, but I don't think that there's other dogs that I think that are like not my favorite. I think all dogs have great qualities. I can find something out of each dog that I like.
Yeah. Kimberly says, how long is your wait list estimate?
Right now we're about into July for minis. We have Sadie that's going to confirm, hopefully, and she will have spots open on her litter. Penny might have spots on her litter depending on how many she has. And that would be a go home in June. And depending on how many Charlie has, I have about 6 people already for Charlie, and she's my large medium litter. But sometimes those girls can have like 8 to 10 puppies. So I have potential to have litters that they'll go home in June also for my mediums. All
right. Karen says, I breed Havanese, another low allergy breed. And another thing I have to warn people about is things on their hair, either grooming products or rolling in grass, getting pollen. Yep.
Sometimes it's not the dog. It could be just what the dog exposed themselves to, and then come inside and then put on your stuff.
That's very true. Yeah, another thing is when we had a family come in, I think we talked about this last week, when we had a family come in and their son had an allergic reaction. Did you ever talk about that today? Mm-hmm. You did? Okay. And it was actually it wasn't the puppy, it was the mom?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah,
okay.
Havanese are cute.
Yeah, they are super cute. We have our aunt.
Is that what they have?
They have a Havanese.
Okay.
Yeah.
A Havapoo.
Is it Havapoo?
Yeah.
So it's a hybrid? Okay. Let's see. My friend started breeding Shih Tzus, and they are stubborn and not very good with training. That's they're really challenging, Holly. Tiffany Klein says, how do you estimate size? Is it an average of the parent's weight?
It is an average, is what I estimate, but we are very fortunate right now that we are into like our third and fourth generations of breeding in the same line. And so we can feel more confident in saying how big we think dogs are going to get. But like there are dogs that I thought would be 35 to 40 pounds, and some of them barely got to 25. And so obviously they got more of the mini poodle genetics versus the standard golden doodle genetics. So it's not always perfect, but the more lines that you can go down, the more generations, the more confident you can feel that they're not going to have one way or the other.
That makes sense. Callie says, how many puppies can I expect from a 2-year-old Labrador's first litter? Really?
Anywhere. I mean, like there's so many different things. If you did progesterone testing and you bred on the correct days when you think that she ovulated, you could expect anywhere from 8 to 12.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, really the weight of mom plays a big factor in size of litter. So it's smaller the female, the likeliness of a smaller litter, and a larger female, larger litters can happen.
I'm looking at you because then we just had Tilly, who is smaller than her, and she had 10.
True.
So you can have anomalies, but I would agree
Callie
with JP.
says she's 62 pounds.
I'd feel confident in like 8 to 10 puppies at least. You'll have to tell us what she has.
Yeah, absolutely. Callie, keep us updated in the chat. Awesome. Well, we are already at 47 minutes on this stream.
I know.
We need to go check in on the 7-week-old puppies.
Okay.
All right. Give us a like if you guys want us to move on to the garage and show you guys the 7-week-old puppies. Let's see.
Or if they just want to stay right here.
Or we can stay right here. Can you even like this? You're really messing this thing
That
up.
would be really, really funny. If you're like, aw, no likes.
Are you guys able to like on this video? All right, I'm seeing some thumbs up. Yes, please. I enjoy watching the puppies. Thanks. Yes, please.
Okay, let's go.
All right, we're moving.
All right, Annie, you stay with your babies.
Don't leave. And he's like, why are you? I was just, oh.
That's okay.
And he wants to come with us. All right, I'm going to try and move really slow so you guys don't get dizzy. So you get a little bit of a house tour as well. So if you guys look around, so these are our spaces. So this is our extra nursery areas. They're not in use right now. And if we go back in the room that we were just in, you can see this is Annie's area. So kind of get a little behind the scenes on our YouTube videos. So her puppies, extra little space here. We're replacing some of our wood planks that have gotten a little wear. So that's what that box is over there. And then we got Bella Grace. She's here to have puppies, so she'll be on puppy watch in the next couple days. So, and then now we're gonna walk into the garage.
Good job.
And here are the older puppies. And you see Bella. Karen says, hi, my Nico is 33 pounds and almost 9 months. How much heavier will he get, do you think?
Maybe about 5 more pounds. 9 months is pretty, almost full grown.
Holly says, love how you converted your house to have nurseries. Thanks so much, Holly. It was a long, we worked really hard on designing those spaces. Corey says, how do you get them not to bark? I think, let's see.
Oh, they
Corey,
definitely bark.
Do you train them not to bark? We try and do our best. We use the program, the training tools, Baxter and Bella, and that gave us a lot of insight into training our puppies, well, not puppies, culture, but our adult dogs to not bark. Let's see. Trying to find a good spot to be. Oh, look at it.
You don't have shoes on.
Yeah, you're right.
Oh, don't pee on there. Miss Purple.
I'm going to set it up right here. Let's see. Gosh, that black line is terrible. Sorry, y'all. All right.
It looks like censorship.
Do you all ever have white mini golden doodle puppies? We've had cream from time to time.
Yeah, we should have some this summer because Penny is blonde and Nipsey was red, but I feel like they're gonna produce some creams.
You want to be on camera? Look at these guys.
Come here, I'll fill it up again. They were thirsty. Good job, Black. Look him, he's climbing up.
Callie said, how many puppies have you had in one litter?
13.
Yep.
Piper, she had 13. She was our biggest one. Come here, Missy.
Thanks.
Which one are you going to play with?
Have you ever had any that were super clingy?
Yes. We have some moms that are super clingy. Bella Grace is back. She's here. We went to the vet today, and she's the one that we did a video on last time, and we called her our Velcro dog because she likes to sit, like she would have her puppies on us if we let her. Good girl.
Monica said, okay, hold on. Tritran says, I know it's a personal preference and no sex is better than other. Can you tell personality difference between male and female dogs?
No.
Yeah.
We have had so many cuddly boy dogs and we have had stubborn girl dogs. Like people's assumptions about what they're going to be like. It is mostly just based on what they have had in the past.
Right.
Good job, puppy.
Yeah, and so maybe some of you guys might know, some of you might not, but we try and we potty train them on these pee pads. So you can see these little trays, and so we do it on a tray so that way the puppy isn't going to shred the pad, but then it teaches them to pee and poop in a designated area.
And that helps with crate training.
That's exactly
like it's not so we want them to potty on those pads forever. It just teaches them where they need to go. So the rest of it is their eat, play, sleep area.
Yep.
So when they go home, unless you're in an apartment or something like that, or you don't have time to come and they're in a crate all day, we definitely recommend going and potty training outside.
Nice. Monica says, how is the sound level in your house when you have a full house? Love all of this.
It can get pretty loud, but
Especially
that's just when
greeting.
they're playing. What?
I said, especially like just door greeting.
Yes,
Someone rings
those
the
are the
doorbell.
hardest. That's the hardest part.
It's the adult moms that just are so excited to see people, and so their first reaction is to bark. And then once one barks, then everybody goes, "What's wrong?"
Bark.
And so
it's
then
like
they
the
all
Dalmatian, like 101 Dalmatians, like they sound the alarm, and so one barks and the next and the next and the next.
Yeah, and then sometimes like there's nothing there, but then they
True.
all think something is there.
That's true.
So yeah, that is definitely.
What are you doing?
Does the mom dogs use the trays too? No. We definitely, all of our mom dogs can use.
We got a poop over there.
Yeah. So you can see it's not, our method isn't perfect. How much have you made from them? That's a great question, Callie.
The potty trays?
Yeah, nothing.
They haven't come yet.
So we have sold in pre-sales, I think we've done 15,000, I think is accurate, in potty trays from everybody, which has just blown us away.
Yeah, it's been amazing.
But total investment into the potty trays is around 50 grand. So our hope is that we will break even on our first order, because you have to buy the mold at the bottom tray. We just wanted to make these as high quality as possible. And so we designed the top tray, and it has a Teflon coating to make sure that it's really easily to be cleaned, and it's made out of metal, so it's definitely more durable. And then the bottom tray is an injection molded plastic tray. And so they have to design the mold that goes on the bottom. And that was really expensive. But our hope is that with our second order, and as things build up with demand, that we can then recoup our investment. But our first goal was just that we saw a need, and we wanted to help other breeders and other individuals that live in a high-rise apartment, like what Aaron was talking about, just to make quality of life for them better. And then also for breeders, there just wasn't anything out there. And so we wanted to make sure that we had some knowledge and some trial and error. And so that's where we're kind of at. So great question. Max says, can I buy them? Oh, that's a great question. So Max, you can. So we started a company called littlewolves.com. And so then you can, hey bud, I'll let you down. Someone made it all the way up the steps. Can I hand you this one?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, there goes my phone.
There goes phone.
Oh. All right. You can go to littlewolves.com. And right now they're on pre-order. We hope to have them shipping to us this week or early next week. And then as soon as they come to us, we'll be shipping them out to everybody. Let's see. Hi guys, enjoy this so much. Everything that you do with those cuties. I can't wait to get my baby. That's from Unique Beauties. Do you know? No? Okay. When do you introduce puppies to Puppy Mush?
4 weeks old. They get a really, really soupy one, but it does have some kibble in there. Good job.
Yeah. Tran, that's really kind of you. Thanks so much. Yeah, I feel like we're doing the right thing, even though, I guess it's natural to turn a profit, but right now we're just in that initial stages of that business where we're just trying to create value. And we feel like value is the biggest thing when you're creating a brand. Because you don't want the first time having, for example, the potty tray to be poor quality. The last thing we want to do is then field a bunch of people's emails saying that they're terrible quality.
That they broke.
Yeah, and that's the same thing with our golden doodles. We've been breeding 9 years now, and we just wanted to make sure that everything that we learned through a local university, NC State, that was reproductive, to finding right mentors as we kind of started building this program out. We just tried to do our best. Any kind of knowledge and information that other people shared with us, we just really took it to heart to make sure we're trying to do our best. Sister Fate X. Can't wait to pick up my baby Roxy on Saturday.
Woohoo!
That's exciting.
Hey.
Let's
what does he
see.
think? I don't have my phone.
Christy Hyder said Luna came running when she heard the babies.
Aw, say
So
hi, Mom. Where's Pink? Pink is the one that looks just like Luna. That's Green. Green looks like her too, though.
That's fun.
Green,
All right.
I think Pink's playing with Bella.
Corey says, what's your least favorite thing about breeding? I can answer that one for you.
Okay, what?
2 a.m. deliveries.
Oh, yeah.
Just inconvenience. I don't know, like
It's not
dislike.
like I dislike it,
Yeah,
but
that's
yes,
hard.
it is. I get tired in the rest of the day, but
Yeah.
I would say failed pregnancies, like the unknown.
True.
Because if you breed, we think that they're going to get pregnant. We anticipate they're going to get pregnant. And if they don't get pregnant, then it's like, oh, well, what happened? Like, why didn't they get pregnant? And we can't, there is no rule book or handbook that can tell us why it didn't get pregnant.
Yeah, that's a good point.
I'm going to talk to your family. You're going to need some teething toys.
All right, you might think this is a stupid question, but I've never had a dog because I'm allergic to them. But how many shots do they need, and how many do they receive before they are picked up? That's a good question,
They receive a 5-in-1, which is like the first round of parvo, diphtheria, like things like that. And then they get another one at 10 weeks old, and then they get another one at 4 months old, and then they get their rabies at, hold on, oh, they're gonna potty. Ah, come here.
Don't do it.
Come on, go potty on our tray. There you go, sorry. They get another one at 4 months old, which finishes that combination shot. And then they get their rabies shot at 6 months, and then another one at a year. And then after that, they can start getting like the 1 to 3 year shots. And so it cuts down dramatically after that.
Lots of praise, lots of praise. Potty on the tray.
Oh, which one?
Right there. Yep.
Good job. Very good job. Come here. You look like you're still searching. Come in.
Well, that's a good question. The PJ Mommy says, do you let any of the other adult dogs you have in your home into the garage with the pups?
No, traditionally we do not. It's really important for us to make sure that we keep every puppy as safe as possible. And so the other mom dogs don't come in here. Not that I think that anything would happen on purpose, but we have had an accident before we even had our nurseries built, and it was why we did our nurseries. Good job, you did it. And so it's just really important for us to maintain the safety as much as possible. But like, obviously, like when we keep our second dog, she'll come in here and play with them. And at Caroline's house, they have Hazel and Tilly, and so they both play in the garage with the puppies.
Awesome. Oh, cool. So, sorry. This is Carla. So she's on the waiting list for May,
cool.
June. It's hard to see when you have different names on there. So, how can work with a puppy keeps from crying for the mom even after 8 weeks old? Let's see.
What's the question?
It says, I'm so sorry, my name is Carla. I'm on your waiting list for May, June. Unique Beauties is the name of my work page. Oh, cool.
Got it.
It says, how can work when a puppy keeps crying for mom even after 8 weeks? What can work when a puppy keeps crying?
Okay, well, if you're thinking about at night, we do send home their blanket and their snuggle puppy, and that does help significantly with the cut down of like stress and that transition to home. But they really only cry out a couple of days. Like when they're in their puppy playpen area, they get used to being independent pretty quickly. It shouldn't last long. So maybe like 3 or 4 days, and then they get used to being independent. And a lot of times they're sleeping anyway. Like puppies sleep a good 80% of the day.
Yeah.
And so you're just teaching them their schedule and how to do that. Hey, no ma'am. And just how to be independent.
That's awesome.
You
Nikki English made it. So nice to see you all live. Beautiful pups. I'm so happy to be here. That's awesome.
Thanks.
Thank you for being here. Thank you so much for sharing it. One of my favorite channels. Let's see. All right, we'll take one more question. So we've been on for an hour and 5 minutes. So we'll be wrapping up so we can go ahead and make dinner for our kids. So right now it's 6:13 p.m. for us here. But we appreciate, I think this is a lot of fun.
Oh yeah, I like doing it.
We enjoyed doing the lives. And everybody can just quickly ask questions and we can answer them. So we appreciate you all being on here. So today we have 145 people.
Oh wow,
Yeah.
more than last week.
Even on this terrible vertical black line screen. So thank you guys for hanging with us. All right, Corey, you got the last question. Do your kids like helping?
Yes, the kids definitely go in spurts. Like they will have like puppy fatigue and they don't really care about the puppies. But as long as I'm in here, they'll be in here with me. They like to be in here. And then there's some times where they'll pick a favorite and they'll want to play with that one and hold that one. They'll take it to breakfast, like they'll take it inside and go to breakfast. And they have a great time with it. Oh, I gotta stand up. My puppy is chewing on my cord.
Oh my goodness.
What?
June C just gave us $10.
For what?
I don't know. June C, that is so kind. Oh my goodness.
Thanks, June. Not sure.
I didn't even know that you could do that.
Yeah,
You
seriously.
were so kind.
Thank you.
Wow. That has blown me away. That is really
I guess you
really
liked our
kind.
advice. Like,
Wow.
I guess maybe we can offer some help.
Yeah. Wow.
But then there'll be like some litters where the kids are like super interested in each one of them, and they'll want to know everything about that particular litter. So it just comes in spurts, just like everything with kids. Sometimes they want to play with Legos every day for a month, and then they don't want Legos, at all. So
Yeah.
comes and goes.
Awesome. Well, guys, I can't say how thankful we are for this, all these followers on here and everybody that's in the chat asking questions. So it brings us so much joy that we can answer questions and also that we can just share these really fun moments with just everybody. So thank you guys for being on here. Anything else you want to say?
I look forward to next week.
Yeah,
so these guys will be these guys will be home next week. So we will have new babies to show you. Bella Grace will have her babies by next week.
Yeah.
And so we'll have Annie's puppies and Bella Grace's to show you.
Yeah. So we're gonna keep this stream going. Oh my goodness.
What?
Maria just gave us $20.
Oh my gosh!
You guys, this is just blowing
This is crazy.
me away. You guys are just so kind.
We'll buy something extra special for the puppies.
Yeah, that sounds like a great idea. That's exactly what we'll do. Okay.
Oh, they should send us ideas of things that like toys we should
Yeah,
give to the puppies.
comment down below or send us some links of some of the toys that you guys would like to see us play with the puppies, with these dollars that are coming in. So you guys are so kind. Hope you guys have a great evening. We're going to be doing this weekly for the foreseeable future. So keep coming on.
4:30 to 5:30.
Yeah, 4:30 to 5:30. So I'll be sending out another update, but hope you guys have a great night. We love you all, and we'll see you guys soon.